Hi guys, and welcome to a description of the Mono Blue Monsters in Pauper. It's 2022. I just used this deck at the last league here in Milan, Italy, and I just won this small league. I split it with the first, and it was 27 persons. It's a deck that I completely created from scratch, and let's see how it is. 20 lands. As you can see, 4 artifact lands, Synodo, of course. Then you use a little bit of snow-covered island to seem squared, but we are not squared. We don't use the snow-covered island. We just have 16 islands and 4 Settere il Synodo in Italian. What is deck? What is going to do this deck? Of course, you have the basic of the Fatine, you have the Seer, and you have the Starter Sprite, and you have the Delver of the Secrets. After, what do you have? You have the Bizarria. This creature is a 1/4 that you can shrink it. You can tap one either blue or red. In our case, you use just the blue because we have only blue source of mana. +1, -1 is a 1/4 bicolor. That costs only 2. It's super to keep aggro. But what the spicy thing of the deck is this, guys. This is I cannot call it a combo, or can I call it a combo? Is a super strong synergy. This man, Resculpt, put a 4/4 red and blue creature. You have to exile an artifact or a creature to put it. It's an instant. You can throw it on an artifact or a creature of an opponent, or you can throw it on your artifact or your creature. In this case, you create the 4/4 blue and red. Said that you have Cloud of Dominus, a very old card I loved. 1 blue and red, but we use blue. +1/+1 if it's Shroud, and take Shroud if the creature is blue, or +1/+1 and haste if the creature is red. Is worth saying that this is a 4/4 blue and red, and this combination of card makes a 6/6 Shroud Hust, and you can do it very fast in this deck. Third turn, you have a 6/6 Shroud Hust that attacks. That's why Synodo. Also because you can sacrifice it with Resculpt, you can sacrifice it at the Synodo and tack you create a 4/4. But what can you sacrifice with this? Of course, all the other creatures. And this is super strong because if they do a removal, you will sacrifice Irresponsible Elver, and after you have a 4/4. This Cloud of Dominus card is super strong also on Bizarria. This card becomes a 3/6 Shroud Hust that if you attack and is not blocked, or if you want to kill a Gurmag, you can tap. You can still use its ability. So you can shrink it, or it can arrive to a 8/1. Yes, if you tap, of course you want to make an 8/1, but it's super strong because some additional damage will pass. Will be a 3/6 Shroud Hust with Cloud of Dominus. We cannot rely only on Cloud of Dominus, so we have also Unstable Mutation. 3 Unstable Mutation, +3/+3, and after -1/-1 each step. Each your keep you put a -1/-1 counter, but no problem with that. You can shrink the additional strength. Is super strong also on Delver. In this tournament a few days ago, some games I exploded with this combo, with this synergy, or I closed the game with Cloud of Dominus on the Delver. You can put it also before it flips. When it flips, of course, it stays, and is the Delver with the Cloud of Dominus become a 4/3 Shroud Flying that is above Cannonade, Fairy Cannonade, and is super strong. It's super hard to keep it down. This deck can have super easy 18 or 19 lands, but I wanted to be smooth in the tournament, and so I ran 20 lands. I have Preordain, a Ponder. As removal, keep in mind that this you can use on a on a Gurmag, or you can use on a synthesizer, on a strong piece of an adversary or of your opponent. But I have also main deck 3 Encoin Truth. They are my choice for now. I used also the snap that I have inside, but I still some game with Encoin Truth. It's a legacy card. It's super strong with Boros Bully. That's a great card. So overall, this is the deck. It has 15 creatures, but 19. This is an instant sorcery spell. Is instant spell that make the Delver flips. Let's say balance the problem of these two cards that doesn't. These two groups of cards that doesn't make the Delver flip. So this makes the Delver flip, but creates a creature. So the Delver will flip also with the help of these like card filtering cards. 4 counterspell, 4 spell starter, and the fairies here. A super strong beginning. You part with land, and you play fairies here. Your next turn, you can play Synodo or another land. You stay open. If the opponent have a strong turn 2, you can or counter it, or use the spell starter. If he's tapped out, that could be a big problem for him, because the next turn you will erupt with the combo, in case you have it, of course. It's not always in your hand. But let's say your opponent doesn't do much in your second turn, maybe with a tap land. You have this in the hand step, you exile it, and you create a 4/4, okay? If you create a 4/4, you untap, you play land, then with the cover counter or a spell starter, tap in just 1, so you keep 2 mana to the other spell to protect it. You close your 4/4, and you have a 6/6 at turn 3. You can do that also without that, but just sinking your Synodo with that. So this is the deck. It's quite strong. I was lucky, a lot of lucky. I didn't lose a match, a single game, and of course any match. Not of course, but it was lucky, as I said. And this was super fun. I don't know how to call it. It's a synergy that I created. I prefer to call it mono blue monsters. I don't know why. I like this 6/6. To say about the meta, before to speak about the meta, let's speak about the sideboard. It's still work in progress. As you can imagine, Cloud of Dominus gives +2/+2 to a red and blue creature, a Shroud and Hast. So imagine on a Boogle, on this bandit is a 3/2 that cannot be blocked by anybody except defender. So will be a 4/4 that cannot be blocked, Shroud, Hast. So this will close the game alone. Of course, that will suffer like China Edict or Diabolic Edict, but let's see the sideboard now. Sideboard, 3 Relic of Progenitus, Hydroblast, 2 Dispel, 3 Snap, 1 other Bizarria, 1 Geist that does the combination with that, because this will take out the +1/+1 counter with a -1/-1 that generates. So we'll come back once more, and this against Hora. Of course, these should be more. One of these should be one of these. I can playtest 1 more spell of like these. This is working in progress. That's the sideboard I was using in my tournament. There are a lot of many cards being the monster. These I will try a lot. With 1 instant, make a creature Shroud. A creature give to your creature, like the Shroud only for the opponent. In this moment, I don't know, I forgot the name. Or tap another creature. Could be super strong with the 6/6 to tap the 6/6. And with this transmuted 3, you search 1 mana cost card. So I can think to take one of these away in order to search with that one to search and other this. Then there are many other cards like Performagie, Anul, and things like those. I'm experimenting. But the deck is quite solid. It's quite strong. This mono U monster is it had a lot of success in the league. Let's see the decks I play tested against and the deck I didn't. Dimir Fairs. Here in Milan, Dimir Fairs is very representative. G1, he has force snuff out, so if cast snuff out on this while you are doing that is a problem. What I see in reality, he doesn't have all the time super fast black mana. You have the time, you have some answers to that. You have the Delvers, you can enchant, and it for him is a problem. Usually in G1 he has only one edict main, Depth of the Kami, and G2 with maybe a better sideboard you can overcome it. Anyway, they tested. I didn't meet him in the tournaments in these weeks. I mean, just few times, and I won. There was no problem. The other deck I meet was the Kingfield. It's super particular. The Kingfield is super strong, but we keep it. We keep it because we can also remove the creature, put to him for 4. We have Encoin Decay and look at the sideboard. For now, the Kingfield is okay. I met a super cool guy in the tournament. His deck was gorgeous. In the end, I had it and it was cool. I playtested also with my friends at home with the Kingfield. I playtested a lot with Boros Aggro. Boros Synthesizer is very strong. It's very used. It's very hard. It's not common that you need Encoin Truth to win, because he tries to chum block and makes a lot of value for the 6/6. In comparison, he has also Galvanic Blast that kills this. This is super strong because it's above Lightning Bolts, so many times you can enchant it and be sure, except that the other person have 2 Lightning Bolts, you are fine with that. After this Shroud and you're gonna smash the board. Let's say white-green Ponza was not a problem at all. Reanimator, okay. Cyclostorm, okay. This is the last deck I met in the last league. Al 2-0, I was also lucky, of course. But I want to invite you to maybe find some synergies and some possibility of make this deck better. This U Monster is very strong for the moment, as I saw. I did a few tournaments and a lot of playtesting with many different decks. And just let me know what you think about this beautiful synergy.